What connects a small high school in rural Jamaica to one of the most powerful political positions in the world? The answer might surprise you, and it's a story that has the entire parish of Portland, Jamaica buzzing with excitement. Hey everyone, welcome to our channel. Today we're highlighting a fascinating story that connects the beautiful island of Jamaica to the halls of power in Washington, D.C. In a surprising turn of events, U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris is now the challenger to former President Donald Trump in the upcoming presidential race this November. This development has sent shockwaves through the political landscape, and it's got people talking from Washington to Kingston. But there's one place where the excitement is reaching fever pitch: the parish of Portland, Jamaica. Why? Well, it all comes down to a school called Titchfield High and a man named Donald J. Harris. Titchfield High School sits on a little peninsula in Port Antonio, overlooking Navy Island. It's a school with a rich history, and it's where Kamala Harris's father, Donald J. Harris, spent his formative years. Donald Harris wasn't just any student. He went on to become a prominent economist and professor at Stanford University, but he never forgot his roots. In fact, he wrote a beautiful article titled Reflections of a Jamaican Father, where he talks about his time at Titchfield and his efforts to connect his daughters, Kamala and Maya, to their Jamaican heritage. In his article, Donald Harris paints a vivid picture of life in Jamaica. He talks about market days in Brownstown in St. Anne, where he and his daughters would chat with the higglers, local vendors, and get extra fruits as a brata, or bonus. He describes walks through cane fields and visits to the famous Dunn's River Falls. But perhaps most importantly, he talks about the strong women who shaped his life, his grandmothers, Miss Crishy and Miss Iris. These women, with their mix of strength, discipline, and love, helped shape the values that Donald Harris would later pass on to his daughters. Now, you might be wondering, how does all this connect to Kamala Harris? Well, through her father, Kamala has deep roots in Jamaica. Donald Harris made sure to bring his daughters to Jamaica regularly, immersing them in the culture and helping them understand their heritage. There's even a touching story about a visit to Orange Hill, the family property. Donald Harris describes how a young Kamala, ever the adventurous and assertive one, took off exploring the terrain with joy and curiosity. It's a moment that perfectly captures the passing of heritage from one generation to the next. So you can imagine the excitement in Portland, especially among the Titchfield High community. The idea that someone with connections to their school and their parish could potentially become the President of the United States is electrifying. People in Portland are proud of their connection to Kamala Harris. They see her potential candidacy as a chance to shine a spotlight on their community and Jamaica as a whole. There's a sense that her success is their success too. But this story is about more than just local pride. It's a powerful reminder of the impact of immigration and the global nature of our world today. Kamala Harris, with her Jamaican and Indian heritage, represents the diversity that is at the heart of the American experience. Her story is a testament to the power of education, hard work, and the values passed down through generations. From the classrooms of Titchfield High to the corridors of power in Washington, D.C., it's a journey that inspires and gives hope. As we watch the political landscape unfold in the coming months, it's worth remembering the small high school in Portland, Jamaica, that played a part in this story. Whether Kamala Harris wins the presidency or not, her journey from the daughter of immigrants to the highest levels of American politics is remarkable. And who knows? Maybe the next time you hear about Jamaica in the news, it won't be about beaches or reggae music. It might just be about the country's connection to the President of the United States. What do you think about this connection between Jamaica and American politics? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating stories from around the world.
And the thing about predators you should know is that they prey on the vulnerable. They prey on those who they do not believe are strong. Predators are cowards. Predators are cowards.
I think you've watched her sort of evolution of being the chief prosecutor.
So I need to be correct as best I can.
I do want you to be honest.
And I'm not able to be rushed this fast. It makes me nervous.
This is who she is. She's been trained to get the truth out of out of folks who are not forthcoming.
Is there a person you're talking about?
I'm asking you a very direct question, yes or no?
I think at every stage of her career, she's been in the arena and she's been fighting.
One of her childhood friends, recalling their early years together, said, you know, Kamala's just been ready for this moment her whole life. Even as a little kid, she just got out there and she would handle business.
So the one thing about Kamala, she's consistent. She's the same person now as she was then. We got along great, you know. We were together all the time. Let me take you back to kindergarten. There was a boy that had taken something I created. I can't remember if we were doing like clay things or baking something or what have you, and took mine and messed it up, like threw it down, broke it. And so she stood up to him, took up for me. And as a result, he picked up either a rock or a brick and, you know, hit her. And her mom had to come from work, she had to go to the hospital and get stitches, you know, on and on. She's always been one that will stand up for what she thinks is right.
I feel a sense of responsibility to stand up and fight for the best of who we are. And I'm prepared to fight, and I know how to fight.
I love this one too. So this was 1988. This is Kamala here, short haircut, really tapered. Her mom, Shamala, her sister, Maya.
So Kamala was born in Oakland, but really was a child of Berkeley. She and her sister Maya were raised primarily by their mother, Shamala, who was a single mom after she separated from her husband, Donald Harris. And her mother, even though she was from India, felt that living in Berkeley, it was really important to raise Maya and Kamala as strong, powerful Black women.
Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing fine. Now this video will actually shock you because I know most of you do not know that the Democrat presidential candidate Kamala Harris is a Jamaican and the US Vice President. So if you think I'm talking my own words or I'm out of my mind, let's watch this video, then have a quick discussion at the end of it. Thank you so much.
And her own power.
Howard taught me, and it has taught you. You can do anything, and you can do everything.
And while she was there, one of the big influences in her life was her sorority.
You're also AKA.
Yes, I am. Those are my swords, and my sands are in the room as well.
There are close to 300,000 women in Alpha Kappa Alpha.
It translates into a ready-made group of people who will come when she calls.
This isn't just a friendship or sisterhood. We're talking about political power.
We're talking about political power, and we have it.
Even before she became a prosecutor, she really made a point of working with some of the most disadvantaged women in the Bay Area.
She was organizing folks to figure out how to battle the real problem of sex trafficking in young women. And I was immediately enamored by her. She was young and amazing, but super tough.
Scared and facing a felony conviction for selling cocaine. But the single mother caught a break when she was diverted to Back on Track, a reentry program that diverts young, nonviolent, first-time drug offenders from prison back into productive life.
We charge them for committing the crime. They go to a courtroom and plead guilty because they did commit a crime. And this is about accountability. There's no fiction here. It's about, yeah, you did commit a crime, accept it, own up to it, and then let's talk about what we can do to change the circumstances going forward.
When Kamala created Back on Track, she deeply knew and understood the flaws in the criminal justice system. She came into office, she was very clear, not on my watch. Sometimes it was 7, 8, 9 at night, and she would, again, dressed like she was entering the courtroom. And I remember one of the young women asked her if she ever dressed down to work. And she said, I would never come in front of you not being my best. What I saw her do with no resources, with an instinctual drive to change the system, was amazing.
I hold the office of District Attorney for the City and County of San Francisco.
Congratulations.
You know, it's important, I think, to remember that she was running as the first female DA in San Francisco in our city's history. So we'd never had a woman in the state of California. There had never been a person of color to be DA. And, you know, it's funny, it's something that Shamla would say a lot of, you know, people might be comfortable with women in leadership, but not when it comes to their safety and not when it comes to their money.
She was so deep in third place. I remember someone in law school pulled me aside and he was like, Susie, it's really admirable that you're supporting this woman. She does not have a chance, and if you really want to be a prosecutor, you can't support someone who has no chance against the sitting DA. Kamala wouldn't stop.
38-year-old Kamala Harris came out of nowhere and was swept into office as San Francisco's district attorney. And as she did, she made history. She's the first woman ever.
Those were the hardest years of her career.
Officer Isaac Espinosa was killed nearly 2 weeks ago on duty in the Bayview district. 21-year-old David Hill is accused of shooting Espinosa with an AK-47 assault weapon in the unprovoked attack.
Isaac Espinosa was a model cop. He was the type of person that you'd want on your side out there in the community, keeping you safe. He was undercover.
Pretty much everyone in the community was calling for the death penalty for this suspect. And Kamala Harris had made her position on the death penalty clear when she was running for DA. She didn't believe in the death penalty.
She did come under extreme fire for that, and she was really out there on her own. But her conviction never wavered.
She took it from all sides on that case, and I think probably the most bracing example was being at the funeral of Isaac Espinosa, and U.S. Senator Dianne Feinstein had been invited to give the eulogy, and she departed from her prepared remarks, and she called out the district attorney. Kamala went to Howard University. That was where she really...
Now, I just learned that Jamaica has one of the most finest people in the world, and they are now occupying the biggest political seats in the world. Now, let's talk about Kamala Harris, who is half Jamaican and half Indian. Now, she is vying for the president of US, and in case she wins, now, it means a Jamaican has won, and a Jamaican will be the most powerful person in the world. Now, this is actually acknowledging the power of education and maybe the power of hard work. Now, she has worked so hard to be where she is today, and we've seen so many people talking about that, and she has managed to be at the top level of the politics of the world. Now, she's vying for the presidency of the United States with one of the powerful parties in the world. Now, this actually says a lot, and I've seen some other Jamaicans who are political leaders in the UK and others in the US. They have gone out of their country and they are succeeding very well out of their country, and people are talking about this, people are talking about that, but whatever it stands, that when people work hard, anything is possible. Now, let's imagine the 5 million Jamaicans outside their country, what they are doing, and whatever economic impact they're having in the countries they are. Now, some are engineers, some are doctors, some are lawyers, the big names, call them out. Now, all these people have the biggest influence. Now, if these people actually, now I mean the Jamaicans outside Jamaica, can come together and vote to work for their country and support their country, their political spaces in their country, the economic spaces, now the social spaces, we could be having the best island so far. But as a matter of fact, maybe others leave their country, they abandon it, they assert it forever. They do not actually come around to see whatever is happening in their country. Maybe they just watch on the news, and they do not go back to give back to the community. And I'm just waiting to see if Kamala Harris ever wins this. Will she consider going back to Jamaica and making an impact to the leadership of Jamaica and maybe helping her country out? Because this is where the dad schooled. This is where the dad has been. Now, on the other side, she also have the Indian blood. So I'm eagerly waiting to see. And just to say, she was the vice president for 3.5 years right now. And I just wish, and I just hope she has done something to Jamaicans or to the country that she loves most. Maybe, let me say she loves most, because I do not know if she has the same love for Jamaica as that to the United States. Never forget your root. Never forget where you came from. It's very important. Your background matters a lot in your life. That's whatever defines your ambitions. That's whatever defines you. The culture of your people, the culture of the background where you are from, says a lot about your behavior, about your mannerism. So we just hope she wins. Maybe I do not know whatever people are going to choose, or whoever people are going to choose, or which party, but it is good to give back to the community. I just wanted to let you know she comes from Jamaica. She is a Jamaican. So Jamaicans, maybe this is your time to have a candidate in the US and maybe support her fully. Then maybe you might gain something when she wins. She might remember, I come from Jamaica. My dad was there. My dad was a lecturer there. My dad worked there. That's where I come from. That's my background. And however much I should not desert my background. So thank you for taking your time to watch this video. If it's the first time, please consider subscribing. Thank you so much.